panoramic shot, I'm sure, that we'll get a lot of visibility. With that, I believe that's all I have.
Thank you. Kathy?
Well, it should be a beautiful launch. The weather is looking very good for launch, I'm happy to say. And of course, we're going to have that full moon out, so that's going to be really nice too. So right now, it is looking like a very favorable weather conditions for launch. Let me go ahead and show you the satellite picture. You can see on the satellite that we have a nice clear area over Florida. Basically, we have an upper level ridge that's been blocking all the cold fronts from coming into our area this week, giving us nice mild conditions. Temperatures have been real nice into the mid-70s. Expecting to get up actually close to 80 degrees on launch day in the inland areas, and out of the pad about the mid-70s for launch. So should be a really nice day. And then as we get into tanking that evening, it'll be about 69 degrees at the launch pad. The other thing, the only thing we're going to be paying attention to is if for some reason we happen to delay that front that you see, that frontal area in the central portion of the U.S. will gradually make its way this way, but not until early Monday or around Monday time period of next week. So it really looks good for many days here as we get into launch. Let's go ahead and get our tanking forecast. I'm going to show you how the weather will be for that. The winds are going to mainly be from the east due to a sea breeze, gusting up to about 15 knots. But we're not expecting to violate any tanking constraints. Nice temperature there of 72 degrees. For our launch forecast, weather looks good. We're just looking at a few clouds at 3,000 feet. Just a slight chance that maybe a convergent band offshore could come in onshore. So with that, we did go with a 10% chance of KSC weather prohibiting launch. But overall, good weather, 90% go weather. For SRB recovery, weather looks great. 2 to 3 foot seas. And they may just get a little swell the following day when they're continuing to recover the SRBs from the east, but overall weather looks great. For the landing sites in the U.S., weather looks very good. No significant issues there at Northrop or at Edwards. And for our TAL sites, the weather looks very good. The only issue on the first day is a little bit of wind, but it's not violating the constraints. That's a headwind constraint there of 18 knots. It's peaking up to 19, and that equates to a headwind of 18 knots. So no problems there at the TAL sites. So good weather overall all day on launch day for all the sites. For a 24-hour delay, weather still looks the same here, just a 10% chance again of KSC weather prohibiting launch. And for our abort sites in the U.S., we're only a little bit concerned about Northrop. This is, again, from Spaceflight Meteorology Group, and they have a slight chance of showers within 30 nautical miles. And for the TAL site, Spaceflight Meteorology Group is forecasting good weather again for a 24-hour delay. And if we happen to delay 48 hours, we do get some increased moisture coming into the area with the southeast flow persisting for a few days. So with that, we do have a little bit better chance for a sealing and some isolated showers being in the area. So with that, we have a 20% chance of KSC weather prohibiting launch. For our abort sites in the U.S., again, Northrop, we're concerned just about showers within 30 nautical miles. And for the TAL sites, Spaceflight Meteorology Group is again forecasting good weather. So all 3 days, the weather is good at the TAL sites. So weather looks great for launch. If we happen to delay a day, weather's still looking good. It only really becomes an issue near the end of the week. So we're looking forward to launching on Wednesday night with that nice full moon to the east. Should give you some good snapshots there as you watch the launch. That's all I have.
Thank you, Kathy. We'll now take questions. When the microphone comes your way, please state your name, affiliation, and to whom you're addressing your question. Over here in the corner, please.
Hi, Clara Moskowitz for Space.com. This is for Mr. Ashley. Could you comment on S6 being the last major U.S. contribution to the station, and also how it lays the ground for hosting 6-person crews at the station? Thanks.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, it is a kind of the end of an era for space station, at least for ground processing. We've had truss elements here on the Space Coast in the Space Station Processing Facility, and actually across the street in the ONC facility, going back over 10 years to the late 90s. We've been processing one or more of the truss elements. So this being the last one, it is, as I mentioned, kind of bittersweet, but you know, what we often become used to is, you know, we get to know the payloads very well when they're here on the ground, but we at the same time look forward to them getting up on orbit. That launch is a little bit of closure, but what we really look forward to is seeing it do its job out either in the space station, or if it's a research or science experiment, seeing it perform. So we're looking forward to S6 being on orbit, and with that, that'll end the station power structure assembly, and then we'll focus on the remaining pressurized modules for station assembly, as well as getting up as many pre-positioned spares as we can with the remaining shuttle flights. I'm sorry, the second part of your question?
6-person crews?
6-person crew, yes. Well, with bringing this fourth power module up to station, it will bring the total power generation capability to 120 approximate kilowatts. So this one is roughly 30 kilowatts of power. It has 2 power channels, and one of the primary purposes for the power that S6 will be providing is for going from the increased 3 to 6-person crew. All of the crew systems that are required for that size crew takes a lot of power draw. So S6 will be providing that power, as well as looking at doubling the amount of power allocated or available for research experiments on orbit, going from about 15 kilowatts of power today to almost 30 kilowatts of power availability for conducting research.
Gebhardt with NASASpaceflight.com. If for some reason we should happen to miss the March window, is there anything you would have to do to the S6 truss, such as recharging the batteries before we make the April attempt?
Actually, for an April attempt, there's nothing that we would have to do. As long as the shuttle is going to remain out at the launch pad, we would stay out there with it comfortably in the payload bay. We do not have to start worrying about or considering charging the batteries until the mid-May timeframe at the earliest. So we're looking forward to a launch tomorrow or in March, but coming back in April, there would be nothing that we would have to do with S6 to get it ready.
Mark Carreau from the Houston Chronicle. I had a couple of questions. One, I think, is for Robbie. Where is the replacement distillation centrifuge? Is that in the middeck somewhere? Does it fit, or is it sort of lashed in?
Yeah, the distillation assembly has been installed in the orbiter's middeck, along with all of the station hardware that I mentioned, the 1,400 pounds total. So the distillation assembly is a replacement for the failed unit on orbit. It was stowed earlier this week in the middeck. It's about 180 pounds, I believe. Rather large middeck item, but they did make room for it. It is a priority to get it on orbit, installed, and get the urine processing assembly back, hopefully functioning and working in it. And as well, it's important that we get the failed unit that's on orbit now back down on the ground so we continue with our failure investigation.
Thank you. And then I had a question for Steve Payne. Right at the beginning of your remarks, you mentioned some sort of valve that you were going to replace today. Do you mind just going into a little detail on what that is and what it?
Yes, prior to our ET, our external tank load, we cycle all the valves in the system that are involved in that to make sure that they work. One of them didn't cycle like we expected. We went out and troubleshot. The valve works fine. There's some electrical connection issue that we're troubleshooting at the moment. And we have a contingency plan even if we, for some reason, couldn't get it fixed. It's something that we use post-launch, and we have a workaround for it, so it wouldn't stop us one way or the other.
Miwa from TV Asahi. Can you tell us a little bit about crew? How are they doing today?